Here's the thing, in Pride and Prejudice, does Darcy see Georgiana and Lydia after Lydia gets conned by Wickham in the same way that Georgiana had gotten conned by Wickham? This is such an interesting question because it's not something I fully ever thought through even while reading the book, which I read all the time because Pride and Prejudice is one of the best books ever written. Also, we're trying a new cocoa powder today. This is no sugar added Swiss Miss. I'm not really trying to cut down on sugar in my diet, but I'm also not trying to cut down on sugar in my diet because I sugar. This is really the only sugar I have in a day. I'm not a huge snacker or anything, but I'm still trying. So anyways, still trying to do something because I am prone to yeast infections. Because I'm that girly. I'm that girly. They run in my family. Anyways, so Lydia has the same thing happen to her that happened to Darcy's beloved little sister, Georgiana. Georgiana runs away with Wickham. It's a con, it's a game, it's something that Wickham does. He takes these girls, he runs away with them. We can actually assume that because this is the second time that we know of that Wickham has done this type of thing, that this could be an entire game that he plays with these young girls whom he knows that he can kind of mess with. We have to stir this a lot more because I know that yesterday I put it in my regular hot coffee and it took a second for it to go in. So we're gonna stirring. There we go, I think we're good. But Wickham runs away with Lydia. Lydia and Georgiana are about the same age. Lydia shouldn't really be out in society yet. She can be, but she's young and she's silly and she's frivolous, and none of those things are actually bad for a 16-year-old girl to be. And Darcy knows that Lydia is a pain in the ass. He's met her. He's heard her talk at parties. He's heard her only care about whether or not she can get enough guys to dance with her through the night, because that's all that she knows to care about because she's so young. It's literally said in the book, not in the narration of the book, not even as a character describing it, that Lydia and Kenny really only care that they have dance partners the entire night. They don't care who the dance partners are because they're too young to realize that they should care about who the dance partner is. And that's what happens. Lydia gets taken by Wickham, much in the same way that Georgiana gets taken by Wickham. Do we know why Wickham took Lydia? I feel like we never really figure it out because Wickham has no idea that Lizzie and Darcy really have a thing going on. He knows that he could get Elizabeth to really believe anything that he wants when it comes to Darcy. Wickham was probably just looking for a good time, a little escape partner while he's escaping from all the debt that he had accumulated in the years that he was gone, or the time that or the months that he put in that area. He's running off. Lydia probably decides to come along for the ride. She thinks it's a funny little game. And she ruins her family. Just like that. She ruins her family. Like that. Not because she doesn't care about them, not because she doesn't love them, not because she's even thinking about them in that moment. She thinks that she and Wickham are in love. She thinks that she and Wickham are gonna be something. She thinks that Wickham has chosen her over all the girls. She feels special. She feels wanted. She feels like she won the grand prize. And she's gonna get punished for that for the rest of her life. And I think that, yeah, Darcy specifically helps Lizzie for Lizzie. I think that Darcy helps Lydia in this situation to not be ruined for Lizzie so that he can marry her. Mildly for selfish causes if he thinks that maybe she'll like him, but he also at this point has no idea that she even has a thing for him yet. So he's really just going, even though I'm in love with her and she doesn't want me, I still don't want her to be ruined for the rest of her life because of one mistake that her little sister made that I should have corrected by letting people know who Wickham really is, but I didn't because I was trying to protect my own sister's reputation. So I think that it's impossible for Darcy not to look at Lydia and see Georgiana. Georgiana's quieter. She's softer, she's gentler, she's more accomplished on the piano than Lydia could ever hope to be. But all of those things are because Georgiana had the money and the funding and the care of a parent, even though that parent is her older brother, to really take care of her in the way that she needed to be taken care of, to be able to have these protections and these things that will help her to be the diamond of the season one day. Even though there's not really a diamond of the season if they're not ladies and lords, but you know what I mean? Lydia didn't have that. Lydia had the protection of a man in her life, her father. She had the protection of her uncle, sure. She had the protection of her mom, who was making sure that she was going to get married. But because her father mocked her mother so viciously over and over again, Lydia was never going to know that what she was doing was such a danger. I don't know why this decided to go dark all of a sudden. I think my phone's overheating, but yeah, I think that Darcy sees Lydia and sees Georgiana and Lydia. And I think that that's a good thing because it reminds him that girls are girls. They're young, they're silly, they're not taught the ways of the world. And that doesn't mean that they should be punished for the rest of their lives. And is Lydia punished for the rest of her life by having to marry Wickham? Yes, but is there a chance that she'll be protected by her sister for the time to come when she learns the wrongs that happened to her and how shitty her husband is? Also, yeah. I think that there is a chance for, even though the book doesn't say that Lydia ever reforms, I think there is a chance for Lydia to reform. Even though I hate every Lydia retelling I've ever seen or read. Because Lydia Bennet Witch should have been a different story. It should have not been a Pride and Prejudice retelling, and I stand by it. My hair, it's raining. It's been raining for the past 3 days. My hair is not having it. My hair is not feeling it. We're gonna go for the fake fuck-ass bob. Also, look, my best friend sent me a friendship bracelet. It makes me feel like a little girl, like, and it makes me so happy. My best friend is so cool and great. She's like, I feel like I haven't been there for you as much this month. And I'm like, yeah, because we've both been having our own internal crises. But this made it all better. Thank you, Elisa. I love it. Okay, bye.